How has the week been?
Yeah, it's been incredible. I've been here almost a week now, and although some of you probably can't tell, I am a couple of shades darker. I had to switch from my winter foundation to my summer foundation. So it's been great. I've been really enjoying the weather here. The facilities here are just incredible. I can't believe this is a university. Kind of makes me want to become a mature age student, but not really. It's really been a fantastic time. Been having a great time, looking forward to wrapping things up and moving into Rio in a couple of days.
And Matabu, the oldest rookie on our team at 30 years of age, mate, welcome, and thanks for joining us. How's your entry into this Olympic team?
It's been good. I've also switched to my summer foundation. That's been awesome. I've been here a little bit longer than Kate, and completely blown away by the facilities in the town and the friendliness of the people around here. But yeah, it's been really relaxing. I've had a very interesting preparation with a lot of travel and changes, which has been pretty exciting. So yeah, another new place to see, and yeah, looking forward to heading down to Rio this weekend.
Just one final question before we open up to the media. Kate, just your thoughts on the Russian situation?
My opinion on this doesn't matter. The decision's been made. I have no control over it. It's not my job to be happy or disappointed with the decision. It's my job to go and race my best. It really has no bearing on my preparations, and it changes nothing in my mindset going into Rio.
Matt, your thoughts?
Yeah, the same. Like it's disappointing. It's a distraction. It's just another thing to add into the Olympic mix, I think, and my opinion doesn't really matter. So it's not something I've done a whole lot of reading into, or something I'm paying a lot of attention to, because at the end of the day it doesn't help. So yeah, I'll be just looking forward to heading to Rio, taking in all the sides. It's my first Olympics. I've waited a very long time for this opportunity, so I'm just really looking forward to getting down there, and as I have with this whole preparation, just taking in everything as it comes and enjoying it and watching it all happen, and then getting a chance to swim in the pool and making it happen there.
Pretty good.
Matt, obviously the Russians having two of their top sprinters banned will have a material effect on their 4x1 relay, therefore on that race. What do you think the effect will be on that?
It'll be minimal. There's still 4 or 5 other teams that can make it happen on the night. So whether it's them or anyone else, it doesn't make the task any easier.
Kate, the world record only built not long ago. I mean, that's probably forgotten. But you've sent a message to the world. Is that important to do that?
Yes and no. It might be important to someone else. It's definitely not important to me. I'm all about executing a good race, and that was an excellent race that I executed, and if I can replicate that over in Rio, I think that I can be proud of myself no matter what the result. You can only really focus on yourself, so if someone else takes it as a warning sign, then maybe that's an advantage.
Have you gone into a process of trying to prepare yourself? Because we talk about the 100 and the 100, you know, you're the big star of the female swimming team at the moment in the world. Is that a distraction for you, or you can handle it?
Well, I mean, when you say, I'm the hunted, or I've got a dual world champion training right next to me every day, sleeping in the bed right next to me every night. In the race in London, there's going to be a dual Olympic gold medalist. There's probably also going to be a world record holder in the 100 butterfly. Like, who's the hunted? Everyone's the hunted. And so I think that, you can never take anything for granted. And the great thing about the Olympic Games and why we love it so much is that anything can happen. Crazy things happen. And so you never want to take your eye off the ball. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm the underdog. And that's the way I approach every race. And that's the way you give 100%, because you're going to leave nothing in the tank, because there's always someone out there who wants it more than you.
Talk us through automaticity.
Sure. Automaticity, it's something that my coach Simon has been working on with us for a couple of years. It's more about training your body to do something, so that when it comes to the big race, you can switch off your mind, which is by far the most powerful tool in your body, and just let your muscle memory do all the work. We want to make sure that it's almost like programming. He's trying to make us as robotic as possible. And again, that's the thing about Olympic Games. You're not racing robots, you're racing human beings. And that's what makes it so interesting. So he's kind of trying to just program all the muscle memory in there so that when the time comes, you can switch off your mind and your body knows exactly what it's supposed to do.
Kate, when you broke the world record, I think you said it's now time to wrap yourself in cotton wool to make sure that you're there in one shape. I've noticed the wrist is strapped up this morning. Is there anything going on there, and how is the body?
Just a precaution in case I want to start sleeping like this again. Just got a bit of a ganglion, but it's all fine. Again, just everything is about precaution and making sure I'm in fighting fit form in a couple of weeks' time.
Is that because of London? You know, I mean, it was such a letdown, your illness at the wrong time. Is that what Todd said, like putting yourself in that form?
Yeah, well, I mean, I do it sort of every day, most years, to be honest. And it was just sheer bad luck, an airborne virus that got me in London. So there's not really much you can do about that. But I'm hoping third time lucky. I ended well in Beijing, started well in London. Feel like I'm just due a good Olympics.
Do you want to sign the board out there?
I was actually, when I walked in the first day, I was like, oh, world records are up there, I wonder if I'm up, and they just put me up on the wall. It was a pretty special moment. I think they had Britta Steffen's world record in the rubbish bin, which, you know, that's probably where I'm going to be in a couple of years' time.
Kate, I know that as an athlete, everything that you eat and drink is strictly checked out, but have you had a time while you're here in Auburn to enjoy sweet tea or fried chicken or any other things like you like in the South?
I have sampled your amazing lemonade up at the drugstore up there. Yeah, it was. I was told that you had to go and do that. So yeah, made sure I went and got myself. Bronte got strawberry and I got vanilla lemonade, and then we could switch halfway when we got bored.
Kate, night one, obviously the women's 4x1 racing Olympics for the first time with your sister in the team. That team's been close to undefeated for 3 or 4 years now. What's that going to mean to you guys to get out there and try and defend that gold medal?
Again, sort of being undefeated for the past couple of years really means nothing. If you look at 2012, the Netherlands were 3 seconds ahead on paper, and they'd been undefeated for 3 years in the lead up to that race, and we managed to get them on the day. So it really means nothing, and I know that going in, it's not going to be talking about world records or gold medals or places on the podium. It's about everyone executing their best races. They say that there's no I in team, but there is a me, and it's about everyone focusing on what they have to do on the night, and that's what gets the job done.
Uncharted Waters finals at, from 10 o'clock at night to probably well after midnight. That's been key to your preparation. Do you think you'll find it difficult? It's very odd for a swimmer to be doing their first swim of the day at 12 o'clock. It's normally 5 in the morning. Are you coping, and you think everyone will cope?
Yeah, I think it's all about the mindset, and I think that's really shown this week. Again, I'm not used to training from 7 till 9 p.m. at night and going to bed at sort of 12:30. But it's all about sort of getting your head around it. I mean, yesterday I woke up at 12:30 and walked out of the room and said good morning to a couple of the cleaners, and they looked at me like I was a bit crazy. So but for me it was morning like that, and we have lunch at 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, and it's just about changing your mindset. It looks weird if you look at the clock, but if you're talking in terms of feeling, feels perfectly natural to have lunch at 3 o'clock as opposed to sort of 11:30 or 12 o'clock at home.
Just a couple
been-
more, guys.
Oh, it's nice, Matt. Nice to hear from you. You've taken so long to get here. Now you're here. How do you just not go, oh mate, I've made it? What are you going to do to kind of get that drive to win?
There's still a job to do, so I don't want to have waited so long and then look back on this in 4 years, 8 years, 10 years time and think, oh, what did you do when you got there? So there's still a job to do, and having waited so long and worked so hard to get here, I'm going to make sure I do that to the best of my ability.
Matt, you won the world title with that relay team in 2011. and then sit at home and watch them get fourth. How did that feel, just knowing that what that team had achieved and then how they performed and what you possibly could have done to help them?
I couldn't have done anything because I wasn't there, but it was hard. It was hard to watch. Because it wasn't just 2011, you know, it was the years that we had building up to that. But yeah, that was a long time ago, and it's not something we talk about too much anymore. Because the last 4 years is what we're doing now and what we're looking forward to next week.
Matt, obviously, a bonding process got the 4x1 team into enormous trouble 4 years ago. How have you sort of pulled together as a team this time? What process have you used to come together and make sure that you're a united team?
Well, similar practices, I guess, but not to the same extent. Lunches and dinners out, relay change over practice, just hanging out in the dining room, going for coffee, and just hanging out like you guys would with any of your friends, really, or family. So it's important. It's important to have a little bit of history there. So when you get together in the cauldron that is the Olympics, you can we know we can rely on each other, but it's nice to have a bit of prior history and some shared experiences to draw upon as well.
Just last one, guys.
Just for Kate, you've been here through that whole cultural change. Can you sort of put into words what the team was like, what it is now, and how you've gone about, you know, getting to where you are right now?
Yes, I was really hoping that someone would ask this question.
So you were.
We are always asked what has changed since London. Now, we have a new head coach, we have a new CEO, we have a new president. In 2014, we had the most successful Commonwealth Games swim team ever. In 2015, we topped the medal tally for Olympic events. Now, I think that quite apart from anything else, in terms of that sends a very, very clear message. Quite apart from the fact that we have moved from a rules-based regime to a values-based regime. It is a great team to be a part of. I'm so incredibly proud to call myself an Australian Dolphin, and I think that everyone on the team is extremely proud to call themselves an Australian Dolphin. And I think that you cannot compare where we are now to where we were in 2012. And I think that it is unfair and disrespectful to the athletes on this team to constantly be bringing up something that happened in 2012, and most of them were not a part of it. I had a great 2012, and I can look back on that with pride. And I think that it's not just the athletes that's changed, it's the organisation. We've opened channels of communication, and it has been a great and liberating process to be a part of. And I think that we can very well and truly put this matter to rest.
Thanks, guys. Well said, Kate. Well said, Matt. Thanks for joining us.